I saw this meme, corporate media, decades of blatant lies that destroyed all credibility. This is all Joe Rogan's fault. I saw Elon Musk share and say it is heartening to see the rise of individualist versus corporate media. Regardless of what you think of Elon Musk or Joe Rogan, that's the truth. For the first time in history, you have everyday average people able to compete with the big media conglomerates independently, not bought out, giving real perspective. Don't let these loser dinosaur media companies brainwash people into scapegoating Joe Rogan so they could come after all of us and try to reclaim total dominance again. Trust me, these sold out losers would love to call anybody who disagreed with this disinformation.
More alarming, some media publish things aren't true without checking facts first.
Unfortunately, some members of the media use their platforms to push their own personal bias and agenda to control exactly what people think. And this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
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 Now that we have the internet, independent thoughts can spread like wildfire. Ideas, conversations from the average person can challenge that of the top dogs. They don't like that. Big pharma, big tech, big media, and big politics are seeming more and more like they hate the First Amendment in America. So how do you stop honest criticism, honest skepticism, truth, and dissenters? Well, in this country, you can condition half of the public to think that misinformation and hate speech and racism justifies completely controlling the narrative so independent thoughts outside of the regime don't spread like wildfire. Does that sound like a democracy or a free republic to you? Of course not, but so many people are falling for it. So how do you take away our American right to protest peacefully? Well, during the emergency, they told us that opposing their tyranny and opposing their authoritarian rule over the people, essentially putting everybody on house arrest and turning them into prisoners of their own place, not allowing them to go to gyms to work out or jobs to make money. They told us that it was a public health crisis to go protest, and they started cracking down on it. Facebook started deleting videos of people talking about it and organizing towards it. Weird. And maybe this is the craziest part, which Joe Rogan brought up to H.R. McMaster on his recent podcast. At one point, the media was talking about this plot to assassinate Gretchen Whitmer. The weird part is it turned out to be mostly federal agents. Take a look.
Like the Governor Whitmer thing, I'm sure you're aware of that most of the people that were involved in that plot to kidnap her were feds. That was revealed. And when people said that, well, what's going on here? They're organizing some fake kidnapping attempt on a governor and trying to get people involved to do this. What was the amount of people that were in? It was the majority of the people that were involved in this plot turned out to be undercover agents. Yeah. And that kind of shit is it does as much to decrease our confidence in the way things are governed as anything.
Well, and that's why we have to really put at the top of our agenda strengthening institutions, right? None of our institutions are flawless, obviously, right?
I'm sure there are great people in the FBI and heroes that do stuff like bust human trafficking, but to me, this sounds like someone trying to make a scene to make it look like all peaceful protesters are equal to the people trying to do that to Gretchen Whitmer. Seems like a sneaky way, like an emergency order, to take away our right to protest. So when it comes to free speech, they're scapegoating Joe Rogan and using him as a tool, hoping they can convince enough people on the left, because nobody on the right's falling for it, to think that it's a good idea to go down that path. You do so by pushing authoritarian and tyrannical rule through the guise of, we're just trying to help you. This is for your own good. But clearly they're just deconstructing every pro-liberty, pro-freedom, pro-average citizen perk that the American Constitution purposely created, and so clearly making this country worse for everybody, and ignoring basic stuff like the psychological and mental abuse of all this stuff they're doing. They're making it so stressful for parents, so stressful for kids. They have literally ruined America and ruined the world. Most people would tell you it's not better than it was in 2019. It's a dread to do anything now. And some people never want to stop acting this way. So while they're being literally insane, I've been on this earth for over 30 years. This is the most tyranny, the most insanity, the most deranged psychosis I've ever seen in my life. And all of a sudden now, big tech and big media and big pharma who don't want to be questioned decide that the First Amendment isn't good enough and they should pressure any platform that hosts honest discussion and debate that questions their sicko regime. That's what's happening. God bless you. Have a beautiful week. And please wake up, my friends, or else we're going to be stuck in this Hunger Games Black Mirror hamster wheel for decades and decades and decades. They've told you that the more you comply, you'll get your freedom back, but it turns out to be exactly the opposite. The places in America that have complied the most are still abusing their citizens more than more free parts and more conservative parts of the country, and have successfully dangled a carrot in front of your face 30 times and pulled it away like Lucy with the football every single time. At what point do people wake up to the game they're playing? God bless you. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. DreamRare.com has some of my merch, and I'll be back with more videos soon. Please stay optimistic, happy, take care of yourself, work out. I know the sicko loser in Ontario and in parts of the country, they want to kick you out of gyms and tell you that they're helping your health while they're hurting your health. These people are trying to hurt you. It's so obvious. Either they've completely lost their mind or they're trying to abuse and hurt you. So the real way to stick it to the system is be happy, be healthy, take care of yourself, and let these evil sickos suffer mentally, physically, and psychologically themselves, because the karma in their soul of all of the evil they enforced on people and tried to cover it up through censorship, that's something that won't go away and will haunt them for the rest of their sick lives. God bless you. Stay peaceful. Have a good day.